Greetings, everyone. Welcome to my sketchbook. Just going to do kind of a quick doodle because I try to doodle something pretty much every day. And before I doodle something, I'm going to show you something that kind of annoys me, although it shouldn't annoy me that much. This. Wow, you think this is a pretty cool container. Now, I don't really understand when they started to color. Maybe they only really do it on the large ones because maybe it blocks light, and in some ways, well, of course, sunlight can damage materials and make them rot faster sometimes. Anyway, but I think it's kind of sinister for them to make a jar or a container that's the same color as the material that's found inside it. It'd be kind of like if you had a ketchup bottle that's painted red, or the plastic is red. And anyway, like I said, I'm sure that has to do with blocking light. But like I said, I think this is just such a weird thing, peanut butter colored jar. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I often will keep those containers to use for other things because I like useful stuff. The doodle. Well, a couple of days ago, I drew a picture of a teddy bear that looked a little bit like Spawn, the Todd McFarlane created character. And I was looking at these little teddy bears on here, and I thought, well, maybe I need to draw another teddy bear. Anyway, let's see what happens. I'm going to start off. Actually, let's zoom in a little bit because that's probably just better to do. You can see my terrible non-model-like hands. I'm going to start with the eyes of the teddy bear, just like this. Go with the mouth. We're not going very complicated with this. This is just for fun anyway. I do believe that the teddy bear is named after Theodore Teddy Roosevelt, who was a president of the United States of America. Different people have kind of like a teddy bear liking. I do believe that the Wizard of Omaha also does. And, oh, by the way, that's Warren Buffett. Sometimes they like to refer to people who kind of are large stature maybe, but who are gentle, as being, I'm going to back this out a little bit, teddy bears, like giant teddy bears, which sounds nice. So that's a simple teddy bear. Now, we're going to add a bit more detail to this. I'm going to go back to the eyes here. And we're not going to make this sinister or anything like that. I know this much. police officers and firefighters, they often have teddy bears with them. So you can imagine there can be some pretty scary situations that, well, police officers and firefighters, they can be around people who need help, and those situations can be pretty scary, and sometimes there's kids around too. And having a fuzzy buddy for someone to hold on to is a great benefit. So they often will carry them. If you'd like to do something like that, what I'm trying to get at here anyway is if you want to do something nice, I suppose, and you want to donate toys, you can donate toys to lots of organizations. But I think teddy bears for police officers and firefighters is an awesome thing to do as well, because they will get them to the kids when there's a situation that is not easy to cope with. And I don't know why I'm kind of stumbling around that as I'm talking. But I think that's a strange and important thing to do, just to give a little bit of comfort. So you probably heard me talking about just giving away socks. Well, it's kind of along those lines for me when I think of things like a teddy bear. Now, that is simple, right? Could there be something else that I could do with this? Well, what if we put a bow tie on this little teddy bear? So here's another bit of strange kind of rambling that I'm going to do. Bears in the woods. Now, I've talked about this before. If you see a small bear, just a little baby bear, don't approach that little baby bear. There's a good chance that baby bear could have a mama bear or some other adult bear nearby who's very protective, and they were just letting the baby bear have a little bit of independence for a moment while they were foraging for food. Don't approach baby bears, because the adult bear won't appreciate you. There you go. It's a little public service announcement, I suppose. But yeah. So this is maybe a reminder to me that I probably should, in the next little bit, maybe for this weekend, I'm going to pick up a few teddy bears to drop off. I don't know if it'll be a fire station or the city police. I don't know. I'll figure that much out. Sometimes at hockey games, they will do like a teddy bear drive, and they might give them to children's hospitals. So, as I will do often, get a cup, #1 detailing brush, and I'm just going to sweep in a little bit of water here, drawing some of the ink away from the outside line just a little bit. I don't know when the last time it was that I wore a bow tie. I don't think it was prom. I didn't go to my own prom. I went to a different prom at a different high school, but I didn't go to my own. Just kind of strange, I suppose. Well, maybe not really strange. High school is one of those sort of wondrous places, I guess, where you could make friends for life, I guess, and you could maybe figure out some of what you want to do as a career. And sometimes, there are people that get kind of lost in high school because there can be like little cliques of people, and whether or not you were one of the athletes or the band members or the what have you. Sometimes you just don't really feel like you belong to a certain group, and maybe you feel like you're ostracized in some way. That happens. It's not always fun. Some people in school don't have a good time. Nowadays, though, you have access to different communities. So it is possible that you could have people with common interests outside of school. It doesn't have to be in the school environment. And most of what goes on in high school doesn't really matter, although like the trauma, I suppose, that some people might go through, that can stay with you for the remainder of your life. But I think the truth is you can find like-minded people in other places. So don't be discouraged. Some of the people that you think are the cool ones or whatnot, they're not always having a good time either. I watched an ad recently, and it was about screen time and kids. And it featured like groups of professional athletes talking about, there are kids that they spend a good deal of time on the internet or social media or whatnot. And I'll tell you this much about some professional athletes. They dedicate a tremendous amount of time. Like, I'm not going to say lost childhood, but many of them, let's say the hockey players, for example, they got up early and they went to practice, and they lived and breathed that sport. And for some, the social media is very important to them because they may not be able to get out and do certain things or whatnot. So I do think that screen time is important, but if it's something that kind of hinders you a little bit, not so great. But yeah, if you can't get out there and do certain things, well, then it's a good thing. Stay connected. I'm reasonably still new to social media. I don't really spend a lot of time with it. Now, strangely, these little doodles, and right now I'm taking probably more time to just do this strange bit of shading thing going on here. It still takes a little bit of time to upload this, write some little bit of nonsense or whatnot, whatever's floating around in my head, and then I might make like what's considered a short, which would be just a snippet of this video, because not everyone wants to sit through a 15-minute long or half an hour long video. So, but those of you that do, thank you. That's wonderful that you do. As always, you can fast forward or you can just look at the thumbnail, and that usually will show you kind of the end result of whatever it is that I'm doing. So if I spend 25 minutes doing a little drawing, you don't have to spend 25 minutes watching me do the drawing. I appreciate it when you do, but that's entirely up to you. Okay, I'm just cleaning up some of these lines a little bit. We'll add a little bit of expressive eye treatments here. I don't think I need to do padding on the bear. Make sure that's sort of well, I think that's going to be it. Of course, that says, teddy bears are a wondrous comfort to a child in a terrible situation. All right, well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, come back again. We'll see if we can do something else kind of fun. And yeah, if you get a chance, if you have some time, drop off a teddy bear or two. I'm sure that the police force or firefighters would appreciate that. Having them on board their vehicles is a good thing, because yeah, if you find yourself, or if they find themselves in a situation where there's a child that, you know, uh, needs that hug, sometimes hugging a teddy bear is a great thing to do. So anyway, I think that's kind of it. And yeah, Kraft peanut butter. why why make a container the same color as the product that goes inside? Anyway, folks, yeah, have a great day. Ciao for now.